Stop. Tonight, while you sleep, something in the darkness may already know exactly where you are. Imagine you're alone inside a thin camping tent. Beyond the trees, less than 50 feet away, a large predator has caught your scent. It doesn't need to see you. It can smell you. It can hear your slow breathing. It has known you were there long before you zipped your tent, long before you closed your eyes, long before you fell asleep. And yet, when morning comes, you wake up completely unharmed. The animal is gone. Why? Before we go any further, make one prediction. What do you think actually kept you safe? The tent? Or something else? Comment your guess now. Let's see how many people get it right. Everything about this situation says you should be vulnerable. You can't see. You can't run. You don't even know you're being watched. So why do large wild predators so often choose to leave instead? Your first guess might be the tent. After all, it feels like protection. But it isn't. A large bear can tear through a nylon tent in moments. Maybe it's the campfire. Except many people sleep outdoors without one. Maybe predators simply don't notice sleeping humans. Actually, their senses are far better than ours. Some can detect scent carried by the wind from remarkable distances. Others move through complete darkness with astonishing confidence. Finding you usually isn't the difficult part. So what is? Scientists eventually realized they had been asking the wrong question. The mystery isn't, why don't predators find sleeping humans? They often do. The real mystery is, why do they so often decide to quietly walk away? Imagine waking tomorrow morning, stepping outside your tent, and discovering fresh wolf tracks circling the place where you slept. The wolf was there. You never heard it. It never touched you. That isn't a coincidence. It's the result of millions of years of evolution shaping the way predators make decisions. Because in the wild, survival isn't about taking every opportunity. It's about avoiding the one mistake you may never recover from. If all of this sounds impossible, it gets even stranger. Some campers have stepped outside their tents at sunrise only to discover fresh paw prints circling the place where they slept. Wolf tracks, bear tracks, sometimes only a few feet away. The animals had clearly been there. They knew exactly where the people were. Yet nothing happened. Imagine realizing that while you were dreaming, something powerful was quietly walking around your campsite. You never heard it, you never saw it. And by sunrise, it had already disappeared. Quick question. What would scare you more? Seeing a wolf? Or seeing only its tracks the next morning? Comment just one word. Wolf or tracks? Because for many people, the tracks are even more unsettling. They prove the animal was there and chose not to come any closer. So what stopped it? For years, many people assumed predators simply didn't know humans were nearby. Scientists now think the opposite may be true. Long before you hear a single twig snap, many predators have already gathered an astonishing amount of information. Your scent, your breathing, your body heat, even the direction of the wind. Finding you usually isn't the challenge. Understanding you is. Imagine spending your entire life recognizing familiar prey. Deer, wild pigs, elk. Every scent means something. Every movement follows a pattern. Then, one night, you encounter something you've never evolved to understand. A strange shape wrapped in bright fabric. It smells like smoke, soap, plastic,
cooked food. Nothing matches the animals you've learned to hunt. To us, it's just camping gear. To a wild predator, it's an unsolved puzzle. And in nature, one simple rule has kept countless animals alive.
If you don't understand it, don't rush toward it. But scientists weren't satisfied. Maybe predators avoided humans because of the strange smells. Maybe it was the tent. Maybe it was something else entirely. There was only one way to find out. They needed to test it. So researchers designed an unusual experiment. Deep in the mountains of California, they waited until wild mountain lions had successfully caught their prey. Only then, they quietly placed hidden speakers nearby. The lions had no idea anyone was watching. Now, imagine you're the mountain lion. You've already spent hours tracking your prey. You finally caught it. You're hungry. At this point, what sound would make you abandon your meal? A growling bear? Another mountain lion? Or something else? The experiment began. First, the speakers played frogs. Nothing. The lions barely looked up. Next, the researchers played the sounds of seals. Again, almost no reaction. The lions continued eating. Then, the final recording began. Not shouting, not screaming, not gunshots. Just two ordinary people having a completely normal conversation. The response was immediate. Again and again, the mountain lions stopped eating, left their prey behind, and disappeared into the darkness. Think about that. The hardest part was already over. The hunt was finished. The food was right there. Yet a casual human conversation was enough to make them walk away. Why? Because to a predator, a human voice rarely means just one human. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors survived by moving together, talking together, hunting together. To a mountain lion, one quiet voice in the forest could mean two people. Two could mean five. Five could mean danger. Walking away might mean losing one meal. Walking closer could mean never hunting again. And yet, human voices are only part of the story. Because even when you make no sound, wild predators are still paying attention. Of course, none of this means they're harmless. Every year, people are injured by bears, mountain lions, wolves, and other large animals. But researchers found that most attacks happen when something unusual changes the rules. A predator is starving, injured, used to human food, or surprised at close range. Those situations are very different from a healthy predator quietly discovering a sleeping camper. Imagine the final moments before sunrise. A wolf catches your... It stops, listens, looks toward your tent. Then, it turns away and disappears into the forest. Not because it didn't find you, but because evolution taught it that some risks simply aren't worth taking. So here's one final question. If you had to spend one night alone in the wilderness, which would you trust more? A campfire. Or B, a tent. Comment just one word: fire or tent.